All right. Hello, YouTube. I'm going live. Not because I'm expecting anyone to join, but I'm going live because I finally can, thanks to you all. So I am finally getting to making this elderberry syrup that I said I was going to make. And because of the Herbal Action 101 videos there are 3 series, there are 3 videos. So I haven't been able to upload the elderberry syrup video. And so I figured that since I have one more series to upload for the Herbal Action 101, that I would just go ahead and do this live and this can be posted whenever. So anyway, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Sage House Apothecary, where wellness is we are always looking to be well with intention, and we strive to be well in all ways, whether that's using herbal medicine, Reiki, healing, sound healing, it's all of the above. And so today, as I said, I'm going to make the elderberry syrup. I will share with you the syrup recipe, and I'll also put it in the description. I'm going to have to go back and update the description. But this particular syrup recipe, and you can make it however you like. So I'm using 3.5 cups of water, 2/3 cup of dried elderberries right here. And that can be either dried, or if you're using fresh or frozen elderberries, it's recommended to use either a cup and 1/3 cups of fresh or frozen elderberries. And then I'm using 2 tablespoons of ginger, organic. I'm using a tablespoon of cinnamon. I kind of want cinnamon sticks to be in there. I don't know, we'll see. But I do have ground cinnamon, so you can use whichever you like. I'm also going to use cloves. I kind of want the whole cloves. I do have both whole and ground, but feel free to use whatever is best for you. And then you can use a cup of honey, raw honey. So this is what I'm using for today. So while I'm preparing for making the syrup, I'm also going to share with you all some updates, what's been going on. Also, something that might be good to have on hand if you don't have them. I have these little jars that I use either for gifts or when I made my own vanilla extract. I have a larger bottle like this, but these are really great to have on hand, specifically for making syrup. And so, yeah, I got these. I think I got them online or I got them at the Container Store. Regardless, you can use these or just a plain mason jar if that's better for you. I've used mason jars before too. So first, we need 3.5 cups of water. And I'm actually going to do the elderberries first because I'm a little particular. I don't like the way, when you use the wet ingredients first and then you have to use dry afterwards and it's stuck to I don't like that. So I'm going to do the dry first. So 2/3 cup elderberry syrup, elderberries. All right, so this is about 2/3. It's a little, I think it's actually at 3/4, but it's okay. Feel free to do as you please because this is your syrup. I'm going to pour just a little bit out. Okay. All right. So elderberry syrup, great to have on hand, especially in the winter months where people tend to get sick often with either the cold, flu, what have you. I'm also going to put a cinnamon stick in there. I'm going to toss in some cloves. I do have dried cloves too, but I just want to see how these work. Again, we can do whatever we want. Put that in there. Pang. Where is cloves? Got that. Just in case, I do have some ground clove that I'll put in there. Just a little bit. And then I also have cinnamon, which is also good to use at the beginning of the month because it helps to bring in prosperity and abundance. If you are a business owner like me, sprinkle some in your hands. And I usually go outside of my door and I blow the cinnamon into my door, basically demonstrating that I am ushering in abundance and prosperity into my household. But it's, one of my little monthly rituals that I like to do. Cinnamon stick. I'm gonna put this here. Let's measure out our water, 3.5 cups. So I have a 2-cup. I have a larger measuring cup, but I didn't feel like grabbing it. So that's 2. And I say 1.5. There we go. 1.5. I'm going to turn my fire on. Okay, I did not add the ginger yet. I don't know that you guys want to see my kitchen, but the pot is on the stove. I also chose this time because no one's here. And when my partner is here, I get a little distracted. And it's easier to just do it. I'm going to add the ginger. It's easier to just do it when no one is here because I feel like I can record my content and I don't have to worry about people listening to me. All right, so that is on the fire right now. We do not use the honey yet. So just put in the water, the elderberries, the ginger, the cloves, the cinnamon in the water. Let it boil. Let's see. So you want to boil it down to about half of the water content. So we put in 3.5. So we're looking at like a cup, just, a little bit more than a cup. But so we'll boil that down. And while we're doing that, I'd like to also clean while I am doing things so that I'm not creating too much of a mess. Okay. We got the cloves, we got the ginger. Let me put the cinnamon back. Did I put cinnamon in here? Let me put a little bit more just in case. There we go. Okay, we got the cinnamon. All right, so that is on the stove. I am going to cover it a little bit. I'm going to cover it just because I don't want to have any issues. And if I recall, if I'm remembering correctly, I'd probably keep it on the stove for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And then pour out, add the honey, and then jar it. We'll see how long this video is because I have been doing shorter videos. And I actually kind of like that because my life is a little busy. And so scheduling content can be a little challenging for me sometimes. So, but doing 20 to 30 minutes, even a 45-minute video would even be nice. I think okay. An hour, I don't know about an hour. If you all want to be with me that long, then we can do that. But otherwise, so what I'm doing now is while I'm waiting, let me move this down a little bit. Again, I'm on my counter, so. But while I'm waiting for the syrup, I am restocking my facial oil, my favorite facial oil, which is one of my favorite products. I have an event on Sunday, and I am restocking some items for the event, one of which includes my facial oil. And I did not get my gloves, but I washed my hands. So excuse me if this triggers you in some way. But I have my mason jar here, and I'm putting the herbs that I use for my facial oil in the jar. A lot of times, especially if I know that I have things coming up in the future, I like to prep my jars with oils. I mean, there are so many ways that you can infuse your oils. You can infuse it using the sun. You can infuse it using heat. You can infuse it just by sitting it out, putting it someplace dark in a cool, dark place. But I really like the method of, and you can even use an infuser. Like I have the machine. What's the name of that machine? Levo, the Levo oil machine. I have one of those, although a piece broke and I can't use it anymore. And I've reached out to them, and they basically told me that I have to buy a new one, which sucks. But and I'm not filling this all the way up. Rose petals. Smell is so good. Ah, it smells so good. You smell so good. So rose is actually great for toning the skin. It's used in a lot of beauty products because of its toning and astringent qualities. And I also have calendula in here just because calendula overall for the skin is thebomb.com. Calendula is great for skin healing. So if you have psoriasis or eczema, calendula is a really great herb to use topically. So I have that in my oil. Then I put chamomile. Chamomile is just a very soothing herb. It's really great for reducing inflammation. So if you're one of those people whose face tends to get kind of red and irritated, chamomile is really good at calming it. And then I have rose, which of course is just has the energy of beauty with it. And then rose is also an astringent. If you don't know what an astringent is, you have to watch Herbal Actions 101. But it's an astringent, which means that it's very toning. My dog is right here. He has to follow me wherever I go. All right, and then now I'm adding marshmallow root. Marshmallow root is really nourishing and moisturizing to the skin. It's an emollient. Again, Herbal Action 101. It's an emollient, so it's really good for the skin, especially for dry skin. So this is what my little jar looks like. Now I'm going to add my oil in there. I like to use jojoba oil for my facial oils because anytime that I put anything on my face and it has an oil base, I want to make sure that the oil is jojoba. And the reason for that is because jojoba is really close to our skin's natural sebum. So it's not going to throw it off balance. It's not going to cause it to inflame. It's not going to cause acne. It's the closest oil to our skin, to what we naturally produce. So I like to use this oil in my facial oil. But it actually gives like a really nice, hydrating, dewy look on the skin. It's beautiful. And that is the rest of my jojoba oil, which is not good. I have to order some more. But it's okay. This is how it's looking. This is how it looks right now. And I like to kind of just let it sit, let it settle. When I get close, if it's close to an event and I desperately need oil and it hasn't been sitting out for weeks to infuse all of the herbs into the oil, then what I'll do is I'll use the double boiler method, where I put a pot on the stove with water, and then I put either this in there. I guess that's not typically double boiler, but I'll stick this in there to warm up the warm up the heat, warm up the oil so that all of the nutrients and all of the really good stuff that is in these herbs will just go into the oil. So I try, if you do that method, make sure that you don't have the fire on high. And then you should also consider putting the fire down really, really low. And then have it on the stove for a couple hours. So usually I'll do like the pot with the water and I'll stick this inside the pot. And then I'll probably just keep it in the pot for a couple hours, like 4 to 5 hours or so, sometimes longer. But this is my absolute favorite product. Absolutely love it. I love it. So that is, I'm done with that. Okay, so my oil is done. Let me check on the syrup. So while the syrup is boiling or, doing what it's going to do, I'm going to get my cup. This is my larger Pyrex cup and then a filter. If you don't have a filter, these are one of the things that you must have. Also, this is also good too. So if you're going to use a mason jar, I can demonstrate this since we got time. But if you want to use your mason jar, you just put this on top and then you can pour all of your stuff in there. The mouth is wide enough so that you don't have to worry about spillage. But I love this because it just makes all of the process so much easier. Because I make a mess. And then sometimes, especially with these little spouts, you'll pour it, but then it kind of goes to the side of and it makes more of a mess. I absolutely hate that. And this needs to be cleaned. So, but when we pour out the elderberry syrup, our elderberry syrup, we're going to put everything in here and we're going to stack our filter on top. And so everything will funnel through here and whatever's remaining that you want to remain will be left in the cup. And then we'll add our honey. Brantley, can you go find some business? Come here. Come here. This is my fur baby, who is my shadow and who loves to play all the time. Okay, go play. He's busy. He still has puppy energy. Anyway, so that's Brantley, and he's playing now. I don't know why he can't play on the road. Anyway, so I have this here. We're going to pour everything in there, and then we're going to want to pour, I believe it's a cup of honey. Yeah, it's a cup. So this is 24 ounces. So I can use this to measure out. I'm going to put this back. But yeah, so have you all checked out my Herbal 101 videos? I think I've seen maybe 2 people watch. The first one, no. The first video, I think I had 16 views on it. I would love to hear your feedback. Maybe I need to go and check the videos. Maybe you did and I just missed it. But the first video is about 16 views. The second video is, I think I had 2 views. So please go and watch the videos. Let me know what you think. Are my videos too long? Are my videos too short? Let me know because I would love to hear from you. Sorry, he's doing a lot right now. And of course, he does it when I am recording, which is why I feel like I can never find time to record. So yeah, Herbal 101 videos. I have one more left, and this will probably overlap with that video. It seems like, so my goal was to do a video a week. And so with the series being cut into 3 videos, that threw things off, which did not allow me to get this video in the month of November. So I apologize for being late, but I would love to hear your feedback. What are your thoughts? I know I don't have like all the fancy stuff, the music, the editing. I did that a long time ago on my personal YouTube page because I was trying to do natural hair blogging, and then I was trying to go into vlogging, and it just did not work because I am okay. So my sun sign is Libra. My rising is Virgo. That's what got me in the way. That's what got in the way of me doing these videos on YouTube. And my moon is in Capricorn. So when it comes to trying to have things perfect and aesthetically pleasing and looking a certain way, I get very caught up in that. And so I tried becoming a YouTube person, and it just, the perfectionist in me, which I know nothing is perfect, nothing. And I, have outgrown that mindset, but it just took me too long to edit the videos. And so I said, okay, I'm not doing it. I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. So in order to keep myself sane with these YouTube videos, I decided that what I do is what I do, and I'm just going to have to post it how it is until I'm able to get a team to do this for me, because I just don't have the bandwidth, but I also need to get and want to get the content out. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I am aiming to do. So, but yeah, also, like, what kind of videos do you want to see? What do you all want to learn? Was the Herbal 101, was that helpful? I also want to talk about, at some point, I want to talk about energetics or constitutions, like going more in depth of cold, dry, wet, moist, damp, all of that stuff, because I think that is helpful in terms of working with herbs. I'm going to put this off to the side. Again, I like to try to clean up as I go. All right, so now I have more room for elderberry syrup. And by now, if you all are doing this with me, you should probably smell the aroma of the elderberry. It's a sweet scent, pungent, but still a little earthy. And then I also smell the cloves. I smell the cinnamon. I don't smell too much of the ginger. I didn't put too much in, but I do smell this. I do smell the cloves. It smells really good. Also, another, you guys know my brain is all over the place. Cloves. If you have teeth pain or any issues with your mouth, I might have shared this with you all already. You can make clove oil and put a cotton swab or a cotton ball, dip it in the oil, and then put in the area where it's hurting, and it'll help to take away the pain. Yeah, those are really great memories, and not memories, but good, like, what am I trying to say? Those are great, like, little medicinal tricks that, maybe our grandparents knew or their grandparents knew. But I like to share that information because it's really helpful for some people, especially if you're one of those people who don't want to use over the counter. Again, there is a time and a place for everything. I just prefer not to do drugs just because, well, I know that sounds a little weird. I prefer not to use over the counter drugs if possible. Again, there's a place for everything, just for me and the way that I believe, because nature has everything that we need. I feel like it's so fascinating to me. We are here on this earth, which has everything that we need to survive and to thrive. The food, there are animals that are here on this earth, and they're grazing the grass and the plants that help to nourish their body. And then for those of you who do eat meat, I'm a pescatarian. But for those of you who do eat meat, you then consume the meat. And then for those that, with plants, who consume plants and who are vegetarians or vegans, all of that stuff is already here on the earth and it's growing out for us to eat. I think it's so fascinating. Even water, like water is just available anyway. But I just like to try to use natural if at all possible. Just my preference. I think I've been this way. Oh, time to put my fire down. I have been like this probably since as long as I can remember. My teens, if not younger. I think younger. So I have a good boil going right now. One thing I should probably make sure to let you all know, elderberry stains. Elderberry stains really, really bad. So that's one of the reasons why I'm wearing black. So watch your counters. I have white countertops, so I'm about to get some wipes to make sure that I don't stain anything, because that's not cute. But yeah, you gotta watch the elderberries. So let me clean this up. Make sure to keep an eye on your fire. Because mine boiled over, and again, you don't want it to stain your appliances or your fixtures. But elderberry, so once you make this elderberry, I'm probably gonna also give it away as some gifts for the holidays for people. There are some coworkers that I know who have been sick. I'm like, it sounds like you need some elderberry syrup. So I'll probably gift a couple of bottles to someone. But you can also keep it for yourself, and you can keep it in the refrigerator. And I would recommend that you consume 2 tablespoons of elderberry syrup daily. So at the onset of feeling anything, start doing that. You can also just drink this as a tea, and I do that too. I'll just scoop it in the cup, and I might have been drinking some elderberry tea in one of my videos, but you can also drink it as a tea to boost your immune system. So elderberry is one of those things that I absolutely love, and it tastes so much better than echinacea. Echinacea is just one of the most, but it works. Echinacea works, but echinacea is one of the most pungent tasting. It does not taste good. It does not taste good at all. Echinacea, to me, no, I was going to say valerian root. I was going to say that echinacea is probably in alignment with valerian root, but valerian root is worse. Once you open up the jar, I can smell it. I mean, I can smell it right now. Well, once you open up the jar, it just permeates around the entire house. It smells so bad. Oh, it smells horrible. But if you are one of those people who have anxiety or have trouble sleeping, valerian root is a really great herb to incorporate into your nighttime routine. So, good luck with drinking it. I have a hard time with it. But then you can also, and here's another thing too, you can also, for herbs that are really strong tasting, because again, with herbal medicine, you want to make sure that people are compliant. You want to make sure it's something that you will take on a regular basis and you'll be consistent with. So if it's an herb that just does not taste well, you can combine it with sweeter herbs. For instance, if there's an herb that's bitter to taste, if you watch my Herbal 101 video, bitters, is good for the digestive system. But if it's bitter, you can combine it with an herb that's sweeter, like a licorice root. But then you also have to be mindful with licorice root that if you have high blood pressure, you want to be careful using it. But that's kind of how you can help to balance out the flavors of herbs. So echinacea might pair well with a berry type herb. Or same with valerian root. You can pair it with something that might be a little fruity or floral to help balance out that very pungent. Uh, I don't even know how to describe it. Oof, it is. Ooh, oof, sorry, just it's disgusting. But let me check on the syrup. It is coming along. There is this really nice. Let me get a. I want to try to find a glass or something. I don't know if I can share it, but it has a really nice color to it. It's a very deep, dark, 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 dark purple, or like magenta. I don't know what color you would call it, but it's like a purple, deep, deep. But the syrup's coming along. Oh, actually, you can kind of see it on this plate. So yeah, it looks like wine. Yeah, that's the kind of color that it looks like. Because I didn't want to put this on my countertops because again, it will stain. So I am being careful. Ooh, elderberry syrup. Okay. My cinnamon stick is in there looking nice, looking all good. And again, if you watched my Herbal 101 video, you would know that cinnamon is a demulcent. And I'm not going to tell you what that means. I'm going to let you go back to my video so you can watch and see what a demulcent is, what that means. But what else is going on? Sage House. Oh, I am doing a collab with my sister. So we are both entrepreneurs. She is a full-time entrepreneur. I am a part-time entrepreneur. And her business is focused around travel accessories. And of course, my products are, like herbal infused, Reiki charged. But I do have a travel size herbal shea butter, and I have my little lip balm, so that we are doing a collab with her makeup bag and my travel size herbal shea butter and my lip balm. It's a really cute bundle. It's going for $35. It's valued at $40. Her brand is Miss J brand or Miss Jet Setter. And so it's the Miss J brand time Sage House collab. So I'm excited to be doing this with my sister. And we're doing very limited supplies. So if you are interested in purchasing or supporting or looking for holiday gifts, you can go on my website. You can even go on her website, but it is for a limited period of time. And really, I was just going to sell like 4 just to see how it went. But feel free to support if you so choose. Thank you. Appreciate it in advance. Sage House, I mentioned that I have a holiday vendor event on Sunday. So if you're local in Chicago, come on out. It is from 1 to 6 p.m. It is at the Connect Gallery in Hyde Park. The address, I think it's like 1451 South 53rd Street. Hold on. Yeah, 1451. 1451. Did I say that right? 1451 East 53rd Street, Harper Court. Again, it's at the Connect Gallery from 1 to 6 p.m. There will be other artisan businesses, small businesses, other vendors that will be there. My text messages have been going wild. I don't understand. Since I've been recording, things have just been happening, coming through, and I have no idea why. But so come on out. So I'm doing that on Sunday. That's December 8th. And then I'm doing another one. This is again with Stash Market. I'm doing another one on Sunday, December the 20th. December the 20th. Let me double check the time for you all. Oh, no, it's December, which is a Friday. I'm like, did I lie? by mistake. No, hold on. Yes, December 20th, same location, 1451 East 53rd Street. It's at the Connect Gallery again, and it's from 4 until 9. And if I'm not mistaken, she's also doing a whiskey tasting on this evening. I think a whiskey and a wine tasting. So if you are a person who loves whiskey, wine, all of that stuff, feel free to come on out. And again, I'm one of the vendors at that event. So those two events are happening. I was supposed to do another one on the 14th, but that one did not get off the ground. I just found out. I reached out and he said, sorry, we decided to wait. So that's not happening. And then the sound bath for this month at LaSalle Hotel will not pick up until January 27th. So we're going back to Monday evenings. So if you are, again, local to Chicago, I'm sorry for those of you who are not in Chicago, but if you are in Chicago, every month I'm at the LaSalle Hotel facilitating a sound bath. So again, we're going back to Mondays. It is from 6:30 to 8:30. So from 6:30 to 7, vendors will be there. You can purchase. These are women-owned businesses. And the sound bath will be from 7 to 7:45. And then from about 7:45 to 8:30, attendees can shop. So now is if you're able to attend, that would be great. I was going to say now is a great time to do holiday shopping, but we're not doing the LaSalle Hotel this month. So anyway, what else is going on? Next year, for those of you who are interested in or who feel called, because I really do feel like this is a calling in terms of serving as a Reiki practitioner. If you all feel called to be a Reiki practitioner, I am certifying next year again. I am certifying for levels 1 and 2, which will allow you to be a practitioner. You can see clients. And then I'm also certifying for levels 3 and 4. And levels 3 and 4, you have to be certified in 1 and 2 first. But levels 3 and 4, that's the master level teacher, which allows you to certify other people in the practice. So that is up on my stand page. It's usually in my description. But let me think March. We're looking at March for the certification. And I don't remember which what the dates are specifically, but I'm about to look them up because we got a little bit of time. And this is a live post, so I am just going to do this live. Okay. You all check out my stand store, please. I put a lot of time in this thing. And I'm still on the fence. I'm not sure if it's something that I want to use full time or I'm trying to decide if this is going to replace my Acuity link. But all right, Angelic Reiki 1 and 2 is scheduled March 14th through the 16th. And then Angelic Reiki levels 3 and 4 is scheduled for May 2nd through the 4th. And I wanted to do it in April, but my partner's 50th birthday is in April. So we have plans. We're going to be on a cruise. And honestly, I did not want to, I want to make sure that I have the whole month to be able to plan things out with my, my certification trainings. So I didn't want to have to stress with that, with his birthday trip, and then also trying to plan for the certification. So I moved it to May. So again, if you are interested in getting certified, please, let's connect, chat with me. Feel free to reach out to me. You can always find me on Instagram and DM me. I have had lots of people DM me asking about getting certified in Reiki. They wanted to learn more about it. And I think it's really important for students or future students to get to know their teachers or to even seek out someone who feels right to them instead of just like, oh, okay, you're certifying, I'll go with you. For me, it had to feel right. And I honestly, when I got certified, I didn't meet my teachers until I got certified. And I don't necessarily advise that. I think it's important to meet the people that you're going to be connecting with, because essentially your work and your the energy that you're working with and how you work is connected to them in some way. So I think it's important to just have that connection with people before you get certified by them. That's just my opinion. Again, it could be that Virgo energy. I don't know. I can be very particular sometimes, but yeah. So yeah, if you feel called, reach out to me and let's talk. And I'm going to start doing information sessions probably latter part of, no, probably beginning part of February, because it's not until March. So we'll see. March, the 3-4 class already has, one student has already registered. She is on the ball. She does not play. So yeah, she sent me her deposit to hold her spot. That's for the 3-4 class, but 1 and 2, I have 8 spots open. And then levels 3-4, I have 7 spots open. So if you're interested, again, I hope to see you. I am limited to 8 students because it is intentionally a small group. It's intended in that way. Also, when doing the, like the energy clearing and then doing the attunement, it is energetically, it can be a lot. It can be a lot. So I definitely understand why they limit it to a smaller group, because if you are the teacher or the trainer, it's a lot to be able to carry 8 people or more than 8 people. I think my first one, I did 9. I certified my daughter, so she's certified level 1, 2. But yeah, it can be a lot energetically. So, all right, let me look at the syrup. Let's look at the syrup. All right, I think we're good to take this off the stove now. I am being mindful not to spill because, again, it stains. I have my wet wipes just in case. All right. So I'm taking the pot off of the stove. Let me do it on this hand. Hopefully I don't want to make too much of a mess, but okay. Here we go. Get it all in there. There's a cinnamon stick. All right. Trying to get out as many berries as possible. Oh, here we go. So I'm using a spatula, but feel free to use whatever you have on hand. But I'm just scraping out the berries that did not want to come out because they're being rebellious. But elderberries, they have like this really wise energy that goes with them. I don't know how to explain it. They're like bright. They're like that quiet friend. And now I'm just pressing it out to get as much of the juice out as possible. But they're like that quiet friend that has so much wisdom, you know? I think they can be underestimated because they're so small, but they have just so much to give. And so we want to make sure that we try and get as much as they're willing to give us. Of course, with gratitude, thanking them for their service to us. So I'm just about done. Yeah. You see how dark that juice is? Yeah, that's good. So I'm going to put that to the side. because again, I don't want it to stain my counters, and they will. So just be careful. I honestly don't know. I don't know how to say it in a better way. Be careful because it stains. Okay. So now I got my honey here. Okay. And let me just confirm. I want to be sure, like, to make sure that my measurements are good to go. So 1 cup. 1 cup of raw honey. Honey is really good. I'm still learning a lot about honey, but if you buy local honey, one of the reasons, so if you have allergies, it tastes really good. If you have allergies, if you buy your honey local, it'll help to reduce your allergies. And that's me, Brantley. And I don't know, you guys will be okay while I do this. You all, right? It's okay. Okay. It does something with the histamine. I'm not really sure specifically, but consuming local honey is really good for allergies. So something to think about once farmers markets open back up. So now we're going to pour in our honey. So if you boiled your elderberry syrup down to about a cup or so, adding the honey, which is like another cup, you should have a little bit over 2. Oh, I'm almost at 3 cups. So I did not boil this down long enough, but that is okay. If it's not perfect, it is okay. It'll still work. Okay. So now I'm going to stir and stir and stir. We want to make sure that we get that honey nice and blended in with the elderberry syrup. Essentially, we just made an elderberry tea, which is called an infusion. We just made an elderberry infusion, aka tea. I think I want to do a video about that too. Here, I'm just gonna, there we go. I think I want to do a video about that too, is just the different terms for working with tea or making tea. Like you can make an infusion, a cold infusion, a decoction, and a decoction is specifically for certain parts of the plant. So that type of stuff I think is important to know, because we'll hear those terms. A berry fell in here. We hear those terms and we don't necessarily know what that means. But once you understand what those terms mean, then again, it allows you to be more educated around working with herbs. And I think that's really important, because once you are educated, you can be your own chief herbalist of your apothecary at home. And ultimately, that's what I want to do. I want to spread the word about herbs. Okay, so this is nice and blended in. So if I boil this down more, it would be a little thicker. And if yours isn't thick, it's okay. Again, it's still going to do what it's going to do. So now I want to put this, let's see, put this in your jar, And again, oh, I have a piece that can be used hot. So And I'll just show this to you all before I shift the camera down again. Again, I don't have a team yet, so you'll just have to excuse me. So this is for making orange juice, lime juice, lemon juice, whatever. I'm going to pop this off. And I'm going to put that here. So just like I use this for the jars, I'm using this for the syrup. And again, be mindful of your counters. I honestly cannot say that enough. So actually, I'm going to rinse this out real quick. And I don't know if you all can hear that sound in the background, but it is chilly here in Chicago, and so our AC unit is working overtime. Okay, so this, I'm going to change there we go. Look at that. And you don't want to fill it up too tall, too much. So I'm going to stop right here. Put this on the plate. And voila. You can even make, you can even make labels if you wanted. All right, so that's one jar. And this will typically last in the fridge for a long time. Honey is a preservative or preserver, so, but I'll make sure to just double check how long the syrup is good for so that you all can know. But I have used, I typically end up using it all up before it even has an opportunity to go bad, so I don't know how long it actually would take. But I'm heading to see a friend for dinner, so I'm going to bring her a jar, or bottle, I should say, of my elderberry syrup. And then one more. But I love making this stuff. Even if it's not just for my home, I like being able to give the gift of wellness to other people. And, people don't make homemade products or homemade gifts too much anymore. And I like that. I like being able to give that to someone because this isn't necessarily anything that most people would have, their own homemade elderberry syrup. And people really appreciate that because they know that it takes time. So I have 4 jars. Sorry, bottles. I keep saying jar. 4 bottles. I think I have some more. I'm going to go into my jar stash. Yep. I actually have 2 more bottles. Wipe that up. And I'm going to make another bottle. But yeah, I love giving these as items, as gifts, because people appreciate them. They're thoughtful, they're unique. And when you are putting your time and energy into something, you're actually giving a little piece of yourself to other people. And I think they see that and appreciate that. All right. And I think I have one more bottle. Can you tell that I just have tons of stuff in my little herbal drawer, my drawer of magic? Okay. So we have filled all of our bottles here. And I want to taste some of this actually. Let me clean up again. Be careful with the elderberry because it stains. So just be careful. You probably have saw, but I've just been putting you can't really see. Hold on. Anything I've been using, I put it on the plate so that it does not leak onto the counter. Because again, it stains. And I don't want you all upset with me telling me that you're upset because it stains your clothes, it stains your countertops. Elderberry stains. I feel like I said it a million times in this video. So you all have one lock. Actually, I have two. I don't know. Let me know if you want me to talk about locks. Anyway, I have one that's rebellious. It does not want to lock. Actually, there's two of them that they refuse to assimilate with the rest. And so it's shorter and it'll occasionally will stick up. And a lot of times I'll be talking to someone and I find myself with it just like that. So I'm always tucking it because I don't like that. I don't like seeing it. All right, so let's taste it. That's good. That is good. Kind of wonder if I should have put a little bit more ginger in it. Regardless, it is delicious. And I would take this in a heartbeat over any cough syrup. This just tastes so much better than cough syrup. It's all natural. You know, everything that is in here, you actually put it in there. You created it yourself. And I like this better. I like it better. I will say, though, just as a note of caution with elderberry, for some people, it can give you the runs. For some. But that tends to happen. Sorry, I found a spot over here that I want to clean up because again, I don't want it to stain. But for some people, that typically happens when you overconsume, when you take too much of this. But with the quantity that you'd be taking from the syrup, and even if you made a tea, you'd be fine. But just a note of caution, just be careful. Listen to your body. If you start feeling that gurgle thing happening, make sure you do not leave too far from your home. Okay? Because I have had an herbal incident, and this was actually during class. During my training, because they give us assignments like work with this herb, let's drink with this herb during class, or towards the end of class we would do a meditation before we would drink the herbs. We would do all these exercises, but the class we would in real time we would be trying different herbs. Some of these teas that we would make in class, I never had them before. And so it was new for me and new for my system. And boy, when I tell you, my body told me, yeah. I remember one day I was trying to go bike riding. I wanted to go bike to work. And I had some tea that we were working with for that whole week for class. And let's just say I didn't make it to the bike. Okay. And I almost didn't make it, almost didn't make it upstairs. That's TMI. So yeah, just listen to your body. But yeah, we are done. Look at all of this. I'm going to be gifting one, maybe even two this evening. I'm having dinner with someone that I have never met before. So I'm like, I don't know, will that be weird that I give it to her? Anyway, we have our herbal medicines. Stock your pantries. Thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for joining Sage House Apothecary here on YouTube. Please be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for updates. Let me know in the comments, what do you want to hear? What do you want to know? What can I share with you? What are you interested or curious about? Let's talk about it. But thank you so much for joining this live and making elderberry syrup. And I'd love to hear how your syrup turned out. So please be sure to share in the comments. Bye.